Okay, I think we are now ready to get started. Once again, thank you for joining us. My name is Carlos. I am from the Department of Marketing at Glartek, and I will be your host for today. Without any further ado, I will start by presenting our speakers for today. So today we will be joined by Bruno Duarte, Glartek's CEO, and Luís Murcho, Glartek's COO and founder, and they will be the ones delivering today's webinar. I will also share with you the agenda for today. So we will start with a brief presentation by Bruno Duarte, who will take you on an overview of Glartek's work, some of the industry challenges, and how Glartek is tackling them. Then Luís will share with you some of our vision on a more product-related side of the presentation, including unveiling Glartek 3.0, sharing with you the roadmap, some of the new features, some of the use cases, and the business impact of this latest release. During the entire webinar, you can submit your questions on the Q&A section of the Zoom feature. You can start now, and the section will be open until the end. And in the last part of the webinar, we will select a few questions for our speakers to answer. Before we get started, I just wanted to ask you to join us and answer our poll. You can access it using this link here. You can type it on your browser, and then adding the code number, or you can scan your QR code. It's just the one question, this one question, and I will also be sharing a different link for the same poll on the chat. So anyone can answer it, even if you don't get it now on the screen. Okay, so I think we are now ready. I will hand it over to Bruno Duarte. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Thank you very much for attending the event. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I think it's going to be a very interesting presentation that we prepared for you, where we unveil the latest release of our product and the benefits that it can bring to your business. So if it's the first time you come across Glartek, just to give you a quick overview of the company. So Glartek has been around for about 8 years. We are a product company. We are VC backed by some of the leading investors in the industrial space. We have offices in Portugal, France, and we are opening this year also offices in other countries. And at the moment, we have about 50 plus tier 1 customers, both on the asset intensive side as well as discrete and process manufacturing companies in paper and pulp, energy, so on and so forth. All these companies, they support at the moment customers, and they have a revenue of above 50 billion euros together per year. So what is Glartek? So Glartek, we are the pioneers of the augmented and connected worker concept. Okay, so this basically means that we are merging these concepts of connecting the workers, so make them connected always to the remaining workers as well, to the information, to the other systems. And at the same time, we are augmenting, or we are increasing the capabilities of these workers. We do this by having a back office platform where we can monitor, manage things, and mobile applications that we call them the companions of these workers. And we apply some of the latest technologies or the most relevant technologies to both connect and augment the workers. So, for example, IoT to connect the workers to the machinery and have information in real time. And to augment the workers, we use, for example, augmented reality to guide the workers or to train them, or artificial intelligence for them to have access to an assistant on the shop floor. And we truly believe that this compendium of features and technologies truly empowers the frontline workers. So those are the workers that we are really focused on to make their life a little bit more safer and efficient on the shop floor. So what are the main challenges that we have been identifying in the last few years and when it comes to frontline operations? Okay, so more and more it's difficult to attract and retain skilled workers. There's a high turnover. The training it's getting more and more complex because of all the automation and the complexity of the systems that we have on the shop floor. And this is really affecting the organizations. Okay, so the workforce shift is a key concern for most of the leaders. In addition to that, these are environments that are not typically the environments that the humans are used to work, right? So they are high risk. They have typically a lot of noise and a lot of moving equipment. So these are environments where the workers really need to adapt and feel comfortable working there to be able to perform at their best. Also, what we are seeing is that most of the investments when it comes to digitalization in the last few years have been mainly focused on the desk workers. Okay, so it started in the typical desk workers in other industries, and in the last 10-15 years it started to focus also on the desk workers for industrial operations. However, there's really a lack of investment in digitalization for the frontline workers. So that basically means that there is no real-time information of what's happening on the shop floor. They don't have access to digital tools to be able to help them perform their work. They are not able to communicate with other workers or with the rest of the organization. So all these challenges, they have a big impact on the organizations nowadays. So based on the feedback from our customers, also on the latest research that we have been accessing to, with the challenges that we've just listed, they are typically the reason for some of these major impacts that you have in your business. Okay, so when it comes to accidents, for example, which is obviously a big concern for the workers, we have identified that 80 to 95% of the accidents they happen due to the lack of guidance or control on the maintenance and the safety procedures on the shop floor. Okay, so remember, these are very high risk environments with lots of hazards. So we really need to make sure that the workers perform at their best and the safest possible way. Then, in addition, affecting the bottom line are the unplanned downtimes. Okay, so 40 to 60% of the downtimes that happen on the shop floor, both in process manufacturing as well as discrete manufacturing or in typical asset-intensive industries, they happen due to the lack of proper maintenance and to the lack of following the procedures that should really be done on the shop floor, and the optimization of those procedures, when they need to be executed, how and by whom. Okay, and remember that unplanned downtime has huge consequences when it comes to revenue. And this unplanned downtime may also be done by errors that are caused by humans. Okay, it's one of the main consequences, but errors they may have other consequences in addition to the downtime. And 70 to 90% of the errors that happen on the shop floor nowadays are typically due to the lack of proper training, due to the lack of access to information, due to the fact that it's a very high stress environment with a lot of things happening in parallel and demanding a lot of decision making from the shop floor operators. And last but not least, the lack of efficiency on the shop floor, right? You can identify multiple variables that may affect the efficiency, but most of the times the efficiencies are really done due to outdated processes, due to bureaucratic ways of executing a procedure or a change management, due to very limited communication between workers, which are slowing down handovers and reaction times and decision making. And so it's really a big concern, because these are the hidden inefficiencies that we typically find on the shop floor. So yeah, so basically we believe that the current products and the technology, they are not living up to the expectations. Okay, so if you visit a plant, all these different departments, they still rely on Excel, they still rely on paper-based procedures, they still rely on word of mouth and normal voice communication between them. So we truly believe that there is a better way to do this, in particular with a tool or a solution that is able to aggregate the tasks or the operations of the different departments. When it comes to training, the trainings are still in-room training, which are not on the shop floor. Typically, there's no retraining on an ongoing basis. So very quickly, the operators, they lose their skills. When it comes to safety, lots of shop floors, they still have no formal safety procedures. So it's still very, it's done by the knowledge of the workers. There's no real-time visibility, there's no standardization, and that leads potentially to lots of accidents or near misses. Also, when it comes to quality, yeah, the quality can be both on the process as well as on the final product. And what we identify is that you may have some quality checks that are performed, sometimes even on simple quality management systems or Excel, but it's not connected with the rest of the operation, and it's lacking some features or capabilities that may actually automate further the quality that is performed by the humans. Having said all this, you always have these two personas, right? You have the frontline worker, and then you have the management side of things. And what we are seeing on the management side is multiple tools that they need to use, multiple procedures or processes that are still paper-based, really no tracking, no bird's view of what is happening on the shop floor. So it's really, really hard for them to make decisions, to enforce changes, to streamline the operations. So definitely there's the need to streamline further these management processes on the shop floors. So yeah, so I think this is where Glartek has been focusing on, okay, for the past few years. This is an area we know really well. We are a very human-centric company, and we understand the challenges on the shop floor. So we really think that there is an opportunity here to build a solution which is mobile first. Okay, so the actual frontline operators, they have access straight away to whatever capabilities the solution has, which is all in one. Okay, so it addresses not only a specific use case around autonomous maintenance or inspections or skills management, but it actually acts as an aggregator of all these different resources that need to work together to make sure that the operation is efficient and safe. And this is really where our product has been evolving towards. Okay, so a mobile first, all-in-one, augmented and connected worker platform, with the main focus of increasing the efficiency and the safety of the shop floor. And we really think that one key characteristic is having this full life cycle capability. Okay, so we have seen tools that they are really focused on managing the skills of the operators, or they are very specific to perform inspections, or they are very specific to collaborate, to allow some collaboration or communication. But our experience of the shop floor and the feedback from our customers is that the more and more tools they have, the more difficult it is to manage everything and to make sure that the information flows between the different solutions and it's used properly, right? So our vision is really to have this augmented and connected work platform that has the full life cycle of capabilities that are typically required on the shop floor, from the digitalization or the access to the information, all the way through assigning skills or workers to tasks, managing the daily operation or monitoring, allowing the operators to communicate and collaborate among them, and last but not least, be able to monitor and analyze and manage the whole operation from a single plane of view. And this is our product, okay? So we have been, in our experience of the tens of deployments, we have been evolving the product in such a way that we are focusing on some key pillars. The main one, or the initial one, is really around managing the skills of the workers, learning and development of them in terms of training, managing the knowledge, managing the work instructions, in terms of aggregating all this information, making information that is accessible and people can act on it and actually change. Okay, so having single point of lessons on the shop floor to be able to match the skills of the operators with the tasks that eventually they will need to perform, to have these training programs which are very personalized. So we really think that to be able to carry on with the rest of the operation, you need to have this foundation where we manage the training, the skills, the knowledge of the operators, and you store the actual work instructions that they need to eventually to execute to have some standardization. Then the second pillar that we have been really focused on the shop floor, and this is very relevant for asset intensive and process manufacturing companies, is quality. Okay, so what we are seeing is that you may end up having some silo solutions, or you may end up having something relatively simple to do some checklists or inspections or root cause analysis, but there isn't in the market a solution that is able to aggregate all these different capabilities around quality and have that related with the rest of the information and the rest of the resources on the platform, right? So this pillar around audits and inspection checklists, this is an evolution of what the platform has been doing in terms of this digitalization of the standard operating procedures, but we are taking that further in terms of making sure that the procedures are compliant, being able to identify root cause analysis, report observations, so on and so forth. This is really critical, in particular in process manufacturing and asset intensive organizations. And last but not least, no work can actually be done if it's not done in a safe way. Okay, so the third pillar of our product is around safety. And here we're talking about the permit to works, the installation management, the job safety, job risk analysis, lockout, tagout, so on and so forth, together with the risk management capabilities, incident management, so on and so forth. So we really think that the operators and workers should be as efficient as possible, but at the same time also execute their work in a very safe way. Okay, and we have been investing a lot in some artificial intelligence projects around lone worker, for example, to make sure that in case of a man down or in case of an emergency, we are able to very quickly react to the safety, the emergency requests from the worker. All these three pillars, they are on top of a foundation of the platform. So communication and collaboration, where every single operator that has access to the platform can communicate and collaborate with the remaining stakeholders of the operation, not only other frontline workers, but as well as management and the other departments. And also another foundation is worker management, including the internal and the external worker. And here we are talking not only about permit to works, but storing the authorizations, the information of the workers, being able to make requests between them and the different departments, so on and so forth. So is really the vision of the platform, which we think brings quite a lot of value to the customers that we have been working on. And Luis will talk a little bit about the latest release that is very focused on these pillars. And we are now going to start work in the release of Glartek 4.0, which is very focused on sustainability and worker well-being. And you should also see some news about that in the upcoming months.
Okay.
Sorry, I was in mute. So thanks, Bruno, for the great introduction. So I'm excited to present you what's new in what we probably call the Glartek 3.0. So as Bruno mentioned, Glartek is on the mission to empower frontline workers to enhance their capabilities, to boost their safety, and help organizations to achieve greater compliance. So with the Glartek 3.0, we are not just adding features, we are taking a leap forward to deliver that vision. Okay, so I will present you in today's sessions, I will present you 7 key features that will be present in this release. So these powerful features will bring our vision to life. These features are designed to create a safer, a smarter, and a connected industrial operations. Okay, we are talking about requests, incident management, virtual work companion, permit to work. Also shift handover journey, the training management, and the last one, the lone worker. Okay, so I will pass through all these features during the presentation. All these features are, like Bruno said, also is really it will be released in this Glartek 3.0, and it's being released in 3 different drops. Some of them are already released, others are being tested in our early adopters. Okay, so let's go and let's start with the first feature, that is the requests, the feature that brings structure, traceability, and speed to one of the most pain points in industrial environment, that is the operational requests. So today, this kind of communication often rely in verbal communication, in emails or paper notes. This is it result in a huge lack of transparency and make it very difficult to track and make sure that some kind of request or issue is being solved or completely ignored. Okay, I will show you a little example of this feature that is already working in our product. So what we are seeing is the back office. So the managed team can define standard templates to different departments. So we are making an example of a change request. So we said that, okay, so this request is only applied for maintenance. Okay, and in the next step, we'll start to define all the structure to ensure that the request follows a clear structure, the right fields, the priorities, and the right workflow. Okay, so we have different types of responses that we can create logics in that responses, and we can even define the response time that is required in that request. So once the request is done, its structure, the frontline workers simply fill out the predefined form that applies to their situation. So in this case is this change request. So they want to make a request to replace an existing pump. Okay, so the user define the approvers, define all the information that is required to create that request. Okay, so as you see, we have text fields, we have dates, we have selection. we can even attach files to better understand the request. And after that, he can simply send that request for the approvers. The approvers will receive automatically a notification, and the requester will track all the way or all the workflow until the request is approved. So the approvers receive the notification, like I said, automatically see all the information about that request. They can see even clearly the logs and all the updates about that request. Can ask directly more information about that request. In this case, he asked a picture of that existing pump, and the requester send immediately, and the approver can now approve the request with more clear information. Okay. So this is the request. So it ensures that all the workflow is clear. Everyone see the status of that request, and it will help a lot to have this connection between the shop floor and the manager. So this feature it builds accountability, enforces communication, and brings a new level of confidence to day-by-day work on the front line. Okay. From requests, we go to the incident management. Okay, it's another feature that we see that a lot of clients nowadays have difficult to manage. So the incident management, it's a powerful tool that brings speed, structure, and accountability to how incidents are reported and solved. So normally today, the incident reporting is often buried in bureaucracy. So it's done in the back office, normally in a computer. Sometimes it's reported hours or days later it happened. Normally, it can be shared verbally with the manager, and the manager can easily forget or delay or completely skip to report that issue. What is the result of this? Critical events that are not tracked, no root cause analysis is identified, and no corrective actions are taken. The same problem can come back again, and the risks keep growing. Okay. So with this feature, user can report incidents directly in mobile phones. Okay, in the moment they happen. It can be personal injury, can be an environmental issue, can be well, any type of events. You can define every event, and we can define different events to report. And the platform guides the team to the entire resolution, the process resolution. Okay, so since when it's reported to the root cause analysis, and define and track all the corrective actions for that incident. Okay, it's more than report an incident. It's about creating a culture of safety, transparency, and continuous improvement. Okay. So from the incident, we pass to virtual work companion. Okay, so this intelligent virtual work companion that will help also the users to access to critical information for their work daily routines. Okay, so normally frontline workers face a frustrating reality in this topic. So the information that they need to perform their tasks can be instructions, can be procedures, can be safety steps, for example, are often hard to access. Okay, it's it is normally scattered across documents, folders, or systems that are not designed to use in the field, even if, for example, if the information is already digital, normally is hidden behind complex interfaces. Okay, what can result of this? Workers waste a lot of time searching for information. Normally, they execute their tasks relying on their memory or a guesswork. Okay, That leads to slower operations, greater risk of errors, and, for example, in teams that have gaps in knowledge, it makes very difficult to perform some tasks, or even unsafe to perform that task without support. Okay, with this feature, we want completely completely change the way worker access to information. We want to put the right knowledge accessible in the field, directly in the worker. Okay, just by using a mobile phone or wearables, the worker can access to that information just by asking the virtual assistant. Okay, we completely change the way the worker access to information. Simply, the worker just asks, and immediately it came with the right information. So our worker companion came with the right information. So with our virtual worker companion, knowledge is no longer hidden. Okay, so it's accessible and always one tap away. Okay. From our work companion, we goes to one of the biggest challenge in industrial environment, that is the permit to work. That is a very critical need, and we want to, with this feature, we want to bring control, safety, and clarity to one of the most high risk areas in industrial operations. So today, managing this permit to works is often a slow and a fragmented process. So paper forms, email chains, disconnected systems that make it very difficult to coordinate approvals, to track validations, to ensure that all safety conditions are met before the job begins. And it creates a lot of delays, increase compliance risks, and leave room to serious safety gaps. So normally when the processes are too complex, what happens is the operators just skip the steps and simply start working, putting their life in risk in that moment. So with our feature, we want to create the process completely digital, centralized, and easy to flow. So everyone access to the same information, and everyone knows exactly in which progress the permit to work is in that moment. So the supervisors can quickly create and configure different type of permits, such as hot works, confined space, electrical interventions. They can predefine checklists or validations or safety controls. Okay, every step of the process is tracked in real time with automatic notifications for all the actors or the stakeholders that are in that process, avoiding bottlenecks or missed steps. Okay, so most important, the system ensure that no work starts until all safety conditions are properly met, verified, or documented. Okay, so this result in a safer, faster, and fully traceable workflow, where no permit is forgotten and no shortcuts is taken, and safety is always comes first. Okay, so permit to work, we go to other critical point, and another feature that will solve that critical point, that is the shift logs and automated shift handovers. These are two related features. Okay, they are an essential tool for ensuring continuity, transparency, and efficiency during the shift transitions. Okay, in traditional operations, shift logs are often handwritten or incomplete or poorly or organized. It creates a huge gap in communication when one shift ends and the next one begins. This creates a huge gap of communication. Okay, so key information or ongoing issues or critical updates, task priorities get lost during that handover, causing a lot of delays and confusion, and sometimes also safety risks. Okay, with our feature in Glartek 3.0. Shift logs are completely digital, okay, and automatically updated in real time. So workers can record important events, observations, activities, and everyone can have access to that shift logs. After that, when the shift change, we have the feature of the automated shift handover that will take this feature automatically generate a comprehensive and structured handover report that summarizes everything that the next shift needs to know. Okay, so this eliminates the risk of missing information or miscommunication between shifts and makes the shift transitions more smoother or more reliable. Okay, so with this feature, we are aiming to help to improve operational efficiency, reduce errors, and maintain the high level of safety. Okay. The next one, it's the training management. Okay, so this is also a big requirement that we are facing in our clients, and this feature is designed to close skill gaps, to bring a standard knowledge in the shop floor, and also to elevate workforce performance through continuous learning. Okay, so normally in this kind of environments, training is still seen a one-time event. Okay, so disconnected from the day-to-day operations. Workers often receive a generic training or courses that doesn't match their real tasks, and there is not much visibility about the real knowledge of the workers. Okay, as a result, we have workers that where the skills completely fade, or the certifications of that workers expire and no one notice, and a lot of knowledge gaps remains until some error or some accident happened in the shop floor. So with our feature, with Glartek 3.0, this change that with the dynamic training plans build around what the workers really need to learn based on on their function. Managers can assign specific training paths or to workers. Okay, and the courses that they need to execute can include digital instructions, checklists, exams, evaluations, or even we can use augmented reality instructions that mirror the real life tasks. So they can train in a real time augmented reality environment in a hub, in a classroom, and that completely mimic or make a real relation with the real context. Okay. With this feature, we are not just helping the workers to learn; we are helping them to grow confidently and safely, with synchronized with the future needs of their role. Okay. The last one, also related with safety. Okay, it's our final feature. It's a cutting-edge solution designed to ensure that no worker is truly alone. So our lone worker feature will help to track what lone workers are performing in the field. So normally these lone workers face sometimes serious challenge, safety challenge in industrial operations. A fall, a health emergency, or even entering in a restricted area without the proper equipment or training can it can escalate very high to a serious problem. Okay, so with our feature, it changed completely. Okay, so we are using the native sensors of the mobile phone, so we are getting as much information from the mobile phones, and with our artificial intelligence engine, we are analyzing that data to detect potential incidents like sudden falls, extended in activity, or a not normal behavior of the user. And analyzing that, we can immediately trigger in real-time alerts with the worker exact location. Okay. We are also integrated with geofencing capabilities. Okay, the system knows exactly where the worker is and can automatically warn them if they are entering in a restricted area or a high risk zone. Okay, it can also alert the user if that zone have specific safety requirements, such as missing PPEs, or even blocked or warn the user that he cannot enter in that specific zone because he don't have the correct training, or even if there is some kind of activity in that zone where that's not allowed the user to be in that specific area. Okay, when the communication is critical. In this model, we will also have our push-to-talk or push-to-video feature. So we already have a remote assistant a feature, but we will improve that feature to allowing workers to instantaneously connect with their teams and supervisors. Just with one tap, like help button. The user can automatically connect to all the teams around them, and put that in contact with that specific workers in order to ask for help, and also for that users to understand what is happening in the field at that moment. Okay. So in this feature, we combine AI, location awareness, and seamless communication to ensure that the worker is connected, protected, and never left behind. Okay, so I explained that 7 features. Also, that 7 features are very focused on the human, okay, on the worker in the field. Like Bruno said before, we are really focused to create a solution that is mobile first. Okay, so every feature that I explain here, it's very focused on mobile and very focused on for the workers to access to that specific features. Okay. So these features, there is a big business impact. So it creates a biggest business impact. So first, it means that there is a big reduction of incidents and human errors. So with the proactive tools like incident management, lone worker protection, real-time guidance with our virtual work companion, we help to prevent problems before they escalate, okay, protecting both people and productivity. Second, we want to increase shop floor compliance. Okay, so it will create a seamless flow of information between management and also the shop floor. So features like permit to work, shift logs, requests ensure that approvals, updates, and decisions happen faster and totally tracked. Okay, everyone stays aligned and compliant. Okay. Third point is faster upskill. Okay, so enable all the users to grow their knowledge through a customized training plans. Each worker grows in their role, gaining knowledge and confidence to perform safety and efficiency. So we want to train that workers 3 times faster as it is today. And the last one, but not least, we want to improve shop floor decision making. Okay, so by driving faster response times to the shop floor with AI-powered assistant, push-to-talk communications, automatic alerts, works don't have to wait to act. Okay, they can respond instantaneously, reducing downtime, avoiding errors, and accelerating execution. Okay. This is how we turn technology in a business impact. Okay, I hope these features that I explain here also fit with your needs, and we are here all to help you to solve that needs also. And this feature, I really hope that will make your process and your shop floor more efficient. Okay. This is not just features, so we want to build a connected, intelligent, and empowered frontline workforce. So I hope you are ready for the future of industry with our products with Glartek. So if you want to apply these features and all our available features to your contacts, we have 2 ways to do it. Okay, so we have 2 options. You can start with the 30 days of free trial, where you enter in your own interface and start testing the feature by yourself, okay, and testing with inside of your environment to see and make the walkthrough of our features. Or the second option that we normally recommend, it's a 90 days proof of concept, where Glartek together with you will analyze your business, will analyze your business requires. We create a use case and we test together with you that use case in order to have bigger value in this proof of concept. Okay, so feel free to choose one of 2 options. So we are here to help you and to embrace this new vision. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you liked all these new products of Glartek. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Luis, and thank you, Bruno. We will quickly move over to our final section. We've received a few questions, so I've already selected a few, so we can get going. Just let me check. Okay, so the first question is what support do you offer during the setup of the platform?
Maybe I can answer that one. So first thing that is important to understand is that we are a product company. Okay, so we have been investing a lot of time and effort into building a product, and the products that we believe our users can be fully autonomous and have a self-service capability on the product. So we have customers that using our SaaS architecture. Basically, they are quickly onboarded into the platform, and they can very quickly get up and running with their use cases. Most simple ones are on work instructions or requests, as well as a little bit more the complex ones. Having said that, we understand that these are very complex environments, so we have a couple of options where we can very quickly have like a 3 days immersive workshop where we can identify the use cases or that are more relevant in terms of return to the customer and jointly configure the product. And at the end of these 3 days, you can, for example, run the remaining of the proof of concept. We also have training capabilities for our own customers, as well as our own professional services team, which can help with more complex scenarios in terms of integrations, setting up more complex use cases, so on and so forth. And last but not least, we have a big number of regional and local partners that have been certified to roll out our platform, and they have trained employees, and they also can provide local support if needed to do the rollout and the ongoing maintenance and support of our platform in a specific operation. So feel free to reach out, and we can discuss all these options with you.
Okay, thank you, Bruno. So just a heads up, since we're running out of time, if we don't get to answer your question, we will get back to you via email. So so yeah, just to let you know that. So moving on to the second question. This is a more product related question, so I'm guessing Luis will step in. So about the lone worker functionality. So do you expect to have any external monitoring devices for this functionality?
Yes, yes. So the goal, the principal goal of this feature is to use the native sensors of the mobile phone. It's because normally it's very difficult for a field user to an operator to use different devices. Okay, so we are trying to concentrate as much as information that the mobile phone can give to us. But of course, in some cases, for example, if the information that is that we need is more than the information from the user, for example, the environment, if the temperature of the environment, or if the atmosphere have some the atmosphere is not good to work or to be in that place, we are opening the product to the existing devices that exist in the market. Okay, so for example, if you are already using one of that devices to analyze the atmosphere or the context, we can integrate with our feature. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Luis. So moving on to a new question. On the automated shift handovers, is there any feedback from past customers for this feature?
Yes. So right now we are testing the feature in some selected clients, so early adopters, and the feedback was quite good. So normally what we see nowadays is the communication in the field. It's very difficult, especially between shifts, because most of the information is written in paper. Okay, even in last week we visit a potential customer that every machine have a small book, a small group of papers, where every user, every operator write the logs there, so the observations that he have. That logs doesn't go automatically to the other team members. Okay, so the only moment when that logs are analyzed is sometimes after a week. That the manager go there and take the papers and analyze every log of that is written in that papers. So here we pass that information automatically available. Okay, so every user that is assigned to that specific environment or to that specific equipment can access to all logs that or events or observations that was reported in that specific machine. So it automatically clear the communication, and there is a big traceability about information that is creating that machine, and it avoid a lot incidents, it avoid a lot misunderstandings in the field, and also avoid a lot safety risks that can happen because the information is not passed correctly to the other team members. Okay, so it creates a lot of value, and the feedback was very, very, very good.
Okay, thank you for that, Luis. So our final question. So what kind of requests does your feature support?
Sorry, can you repeat?
What kind of requests does our feature support?
Yes, so we support all, because our feature, the request feature, is able to customize. So it's the client that customize the request. So he can create any request that he wants for and assign to different departments. So we have a kind of template builder where you can create all the template and release to the field for the different departments. So we can. So it's the client that decides. We just have some examples there, and the client can define their own requests.
Okay, so we will now quickly move on to our final section, just so I can share the results of our poll with you. So let me share my screen. I believe you are now seeing it. Yes. So these are the results of the poll. Thank you all for voting. So in first place, we have safety as being considered your main business focus. Your main challenge, closely followed by efficiency and with production quality in third. So yeah, those are the results. Okay. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for submitting your questions. Thank you, Luis and Bruno, for your presentations and your inputs and insights. Just to let you know that you can reach us obviously via email on our website, and you can easily schedule your demo using our QR code here. And also let you know that we will be sharing this presentation. It will be made available on YouTube and on our website. So that is all from us. We hope you enjoyed this webinar, and we hope to see you around. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.